Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George joining me now live from Capitol Hill to talk a little bit more. Joe, so what exactly do we know about this peace proposal and then the reaction to it?
Well, there's certainly cautious optimism from the Trump administration on this Monday morning. As you know, Stephanie, until everything's agreed to, nothing's really been agreed to. Perhaps in diplomacy like this, sometimes that last sticking point is still a major sticking point for either Putin or for Zelensky or Europe or President Trump. The President of the United States did post on Truth Social early this morning, around 5:30 in the morning. We can pull that up, give us a little bit of a state of affairs. The president saying, quote, "Is it really possible that big progress is being made in peace talks between Russia and Ukraine? Don't believe it until you see it, but something good just may be happening." The President of the United States, 5:35 on this Monday morning. This follows Secretary of State Marco Rubio's conversations, diplomatic negotiations in Switzerland over the weekend. Highly productive, meaningful were some of the adjectives from the Secretary of State. He certainly left Switzerland feeling as though it was well worth his time. Again, the Secretary of State speaking with reporters, talking about how a final agreement will have to be agreed to before the head of states, but Sunday produced meaningful negotiations. Take a listen.
Now, obviously, like any final agreement, they'll have to be agreed upon by the presidents, and there are a couple issues that we need to continue to work on. But I think the report today is that I think today was worthwhile. It was very, very. It is probably the most productive day we have had on this issue, maybe in the entirety of our engagement, but certainly in a very long time.
Obviously, we're still waiting for any official word out of Moscow. Anything will have to be agreed to by President Putin as well. And while we don't have the specific details as to what the major hiccups are, we do know generally that this end of the war scenario, this post-war scenario, this peace agreement scenario was always going to have to answer three very big questions. Number one, will Ukraine be able to join NATO or not? Russia has been very critical of that step for many, many years. Two, what will Ukraine's military presence look like going forward? Ukraine wants to be able to defend itself. Two, Russia has said on numerous occasions that they're concerned about having too powerful of a military right on their border with Ukraine. And three, and this is the obvious one, is what do the land borders of Eastern Europe look like in a peace agreement? Ukraine has said for years they're fighting to take back all of their territory. Has their posture on that changed at all? After all, Russia does control certain parts of Ukraine, territory that Ukraine's been fighting for. So these are the three major questions. They've been questions, though, for years. Stephanie, we don't really have a clear understanding this morning as to whether or not we're any closer to that. But certainly from the President, from the Secretary of State, from others, it seemed like meaningful talks in Switzerland this past weekend.